Skill 3, Measuring Angles. Example 1, we're just going to find ways to name angles. What are other names for angle 1? So angle 1 is right here. So we want other names for that angle. So we could call it angle JMK or angle KMJ. They're the same letters, just in reverse order. Either way is fine. What are other names for angle KML? Okay, so this time we're looking at KML, that angle right there. So we could call it angle 2 because we have the number 2 there. Or angle LMK, the reverse order of the original order. So those are your two options for that one. For example 2, we are classifying angles as acute, right, obtuse, or straight. Now in this one we're going to have to kind of go just by a guess, but normally we'd have to use a protractor to know for sure which one it falls under. So for this first angle, we have angle HOK. So HOK. Well, that is clearly not a smaller than 90-degree angle, so I'm going to call it obtuse. Okay, then the next one we have is angle IOJ. So IOJ, right there. That seems like a very small angle, less than 90 degrees. So that's going to be an acute angle. And then next one, we have angle LOH. So LOH. Okay, that right there is a straight line. If it's a straight line, it is a straight angle. Alright, so we have obtuse, acute, and straight. And then D, we have a new picture here. And this picture has this little box here. There's your angle, and then there's a little box right there. That little box means that it's 90 degrees. If an angle is 90 degrees, that means it is a right angle. You have to know that it's either 90 degrees or have the little box there in order to say that. Example 3, we're going to be using the angle addition postulate. Okay, so if the measure of RQT is 155 degrees, what are the measures of angles RQS and TQS? Okay, so I know that the entire angle RQT is 155 degrees. So that means if I add this small angle and this small angle together, I should get 155 degrees. So that's what I'm going to have. 4x minus 20 plus 3x plus 14. Okay, so then I'm just going to solve that by putting like terms together. 155 equals 7x minus 6. Add the 6 over, and I get 161 equals 7x, and x equals 23 when you divide. So now I have my x, so I can go back and I can find the other two angles. So the measure of angle RQS is going to equal 4x minus 20. So I put in what I know for x, 4 times 23 minus 20. And the measure of angle RQS is equal to 72 degrees. Okay, so now there's two ways to solve this next one. If you want to find the measure of angle TQS, you could put in 3x plus 14, or you could say it's the entire angle minus the small angle. So either way. So I'm going to do it that way. The entire angle is 155, and you're going to subtract off the small angle that you already figured out, 72, which would give you the measure of angle TQS is 83 degrees. And that is your final answer. And this last one, we know that DEF is a straight angle, which means 180 degrees. So that means I can say 180 is equal to the two angles added together, which would be 11x minus 12 plus 2x plus 10. Alright, so now I'm going to solve for x, put my x's together. So I have 13x, negative 12 plus 10 is a negative 2, equals 180. And then I add the 2 over, giving me 182 equals 13x. Divide by 13, and x equals 14. So x is 14. Now I can find my two angles. Measure of angle DEC. So DEC, right there. I'm going to put in my equation, 11x minus 12. Put in 14 for x. Parentheses ends there. Okay, after I do that, I'm going to just solve that out. So I get the measure of angle DEC equals 142 degrees. And that's your final answer. And the last one, we want to find the measure of angle CEF. Okay, so CEF, this time I'm going to just put in the equation right there. So 2x plus 10. Again, in this case, you could do the subtraction like we did last time. That would be fine. Just subtract it from the 180. 2 times 14 plus 10. 2 times 14 is 28, plus 10 is 38 degrees. So that is the measure of angle CEF. And that is your final answer. Those are your notes over measuring angles. Summarize your notes. Make sure you understand these different types of problems and the terminology that goes in line with these problems. Then work on some practice problems, and you should be ready for your quiz over this material.